I I'm very childlike in my visions and idealistic, and like the white picket fence and the fancy stairways and I'm very visual. So when I walk into or see online a tiny home that has the loft with the railing and there's plants and lights and all the things, um, that gives me joy. That's like, I want to be in that space. So that makes me happy. I already know that small living isn't a problem. So people say, well, that's a tiny place to live in. I'm living tiny now. I was raised on a boat. Tiny is not the problem. The systems are the problem. A tiny home is like the best of both worlds. You have the small space, but you also have, you know, guaranteed electricity, guaranteed water, guaranteed, you're not constantly working systems. Right now I've got 50 amps. If I want to turn on a space heater, I got to make sure something else is turned off. My hot water tank runs on propane or electric, so I can shut that off if I want to run a heater, or I can put it on propane, but then it's costing me money to run the propane. Same with the furnace. If I want to really warm it up in here, I can kick on my furnace, but that's costing me a half a gallon an hour in propane. It's a constant game of flipping breakers and switch, especially during the winter and even during the summer if you're trying to run air conditioning. But and now my generator, for some reason, is filling the RV with fumes. I'm going to try to get under there to see what's going on, because we had a power outage. And although my RV is self-sustained on battery for almost a full day, I wanted to run the generator so that I could run a little bit more stuff, while the power was out there. And the cab just filled with fumes. And I chat GPT'd it, and they says, well, maybe a critter crawled in the pipe. But the problem is, where I'm parked right now, there's a huge puddle right where I would have to get under the rig to look to see what's going on under there. So that's going to wait, because I don't want to move the whole rig. I got the lights and the tree and everything, and we're not